Hello, this is Dimitri with Ukidz LLC. Today we're going to be assembling UGears model Steampunk Airship. It is another model from Smart Series. We have Steampunk Airship, mini locomotive, mini helicopter, and Steampunk submarine. Also there is Wooden Dragon and random generator, which will become a smart model. Right now it is as a STEM model. So let's start by opening the package. It is a little smaller model and it's easy for the assembly. Normally somewhere around 200 parts. In this case it's 170 parts. So it should take us about 2 to 3 hours to put together. So first thing, we're gonna go through and open this little side pocket here and pull out all the boards that are inside. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3.5 boards. We got instructions. We have a little baggie with rubber bands, different colors, different sizes, sandpaper, wax, and looks like that's it. Let's put the rubber bands to the side, make sure we don't lose them, and I'm gonna put them in the same box that we got the product out of: wax and manual instructions. Also, I have on my desk, as always, I have some spare tools. I got a precision file, I have a knife, I have spare wax in case if I run out, and scissors just in case if we need to cut some rubber bands or strings or anything like that. All right, let's start with the assembly. Instructions, first page, normally remove parts from the board very carefully, use the candle to wax, and yada yada. Check moving components, all the other fun stuff. Symbols that you're gonna see inside the manual are the exclamation mark. Pretty much pay attention when it is there to make sure you insert the parts correctly. Sandpaper, that's you need to sand the parts. Wax, I need to make sure that it's waxed, and then there's 2 gears with the arrows pointing to the different directions. Make sure it's a moving mechanical component, so there's a mechanical connection and you need to check to make sure it works. There are some spare parts on the boards, so you should see them as a little plus sign next to it with the arrow pointing out. And there's a helping tool on board number 4 on the right hand side here, and pull it off for your assembly. That tool can be used to pull the parts out or push them out, and also to push them into the assembly. Alrighty, move on. So the first step, page number 6, top left corner, board number 1. We have parts number 1 and 4 number 2s. So 4 number 2s are top right corner here, little square, so you can push it all out. And your part number 1 is on the left hand side, a little bit above the middle here. So we need to push these guys out. Take the wax part number 1, these little tabs. That's to insert these number 2s easily. And then number 2s, we need to wax all around, or sand first, I should say, rather than wax. All right, and then we wax it all around all these 4 little parts. outside. And then the next step, we put them onto the part number 1. Make sure they kind of go through completely. And then you need to rotate them 10 times around its axis, just to make sure that they're sitting there nice and perfect and easy to move around, front and back. Alrighty, step number 2, we need part number 3, 4. Let's see, 3. Excuse me. In the middle, to the right, on the right hand side. Part number 4 is on the left hand side of the center line, right in the middle. Then we have our sub-assembly that we just did. Then part number 5. Part number 5 is going to be, let's see, that's going to be bottom left. Then part number 6 is this little below the center, that large part here. Part number 7 would be on the left hand side, a little bit below the middle. Then part number 8, to lock it all up, is going to be on the left hand side of the center line on the bottom here. So the first part, we do need to sand the surface of this part number 4, and that the surface that we're sanding is the one that this little sub-assembly is spinning on. Then we put the part number 3 through the center from the back all the way up to these little tabs, and with the forks sticking out away. The next is the little sub-assembly that goes on there. I would put a little wax because that sub-assembly is going to be rotating all around this axis, so a little wax on the side there. Next is part number 5, which need to be sanded all around, and waxed. That part number 5 goes over the all the way to the end, as far as it can go. Next is part number 6, and then this little hole needs to be waxed. And then that hole needs to be away, so the writing is on the left hand side, so it needs to be away from you further. That goes over part number 5, and then we put part number 7, which also needs to be sanded and waxed. And actually on that part number 6, I would wax around the center here. Sorry. Just because these little rollers going to be against it. All right, so 7 we sanded, waxed it, and then when you put it on, make sure the dot is on the bottom, and your little sharp corners are facing clockwise direction. And then number 8, we also need to wax, sand and wax. And put it on. And it has to go all the way in, as far as it can go, to lock that whole mechanism together, and this thing should be moving inside. Alrighty. Next step, let's see, make sure these are clockwise, facing clockwise, all good. It's A1. Next step is number 1 on the bottom of page number 6. We need parts number 9, 10, 11, and 12. I'm gonna need the helping tool here because they're smaller. So let's see, part number 9 is going to be on the bottom right here. Right, bottom right quadrant. Part number 10 is going to be, need to search for it. There, I found the spare one. It's on the left hand side, or bottom to the right. So there is a spare part and a regular part. The number 11 is to the left, a little bit below middle, almost at the edge. And number 12 is right next to this big circle, little parts, number 12. So 12 needs to be sanded and waxed. See, all the connection points are on the inside. There is some imperfections that we need to make sure. We're probably not gonna send it because I don't want to send it off. Same thing with part number 10. There is like the little grips, so I don't know what we need to send here. Just to be on the safe side, I'm just gonna wax it all around. And then number 9 with a little tab that is not cut goes into the part number 11. 9 goes into 11, and then 12 is going to be from the right hand side. On, and then 10 is going to be from the left hand side. Make sure that the teeth, as 11 pointing away from you, the teeth are pointing towards you, and the little hole and the little hook are on the bottom there. And we put it on. And that's our little part A2. Put it on the side. Moving on to page number 7, we have parts, step number 1 on the left hand side, parts number 14. We need 3 of them, and all the 14s are right here, little to the left of the center line, top left quadrant there. There is 1 spare. Then we need part number 13. 13 is the little gear here right at the center, a little bit above the middle. And then within that there's a 31, so we push the 31, the whole sub-assembly from the back. And that's all the parts we need. We need to make sure that we wax the outside of gear number 13. We need to make sure we wax it on the inside, these little teeth. We need to make sure that we sand outside surface of it. So we need to see, let's see. So the teeth should be facing counterclockwise direction. So I'm gonna wax it from this end. And then we also need to sand a little outside of these little guys, and then inside. And put a little bit of a wax on them. All right, then take a larger A1, put these little guys, 14, into these little openings right here. Then we enter, put the A2 with the number 10 facing down into this little opening here. And the gear number 13, we're gonna put, once again, excuse me, with the teeth, internal teeth facing counterclockwise direction, we're gonna put it over the A1. Step number 2, I'm gonna put it carefully on the side. Step number 2, we need to put part number 15 and 16. 15 is gonna be top left corner, and 16 right at the center on the bottom here. So let's see, we need 2 wax on inside of these little, every single little round opening. And then 15 is gonna go over first, and this little round piece away from you to the left. So it's gonna fit over the little part number 12. And then 16 will lock it up from the outside. Moving on to page number 8, and I'm sorry, my throat hurts a little bit, so hard to talk without coughing through. So I'll try to keep it down as much as I can, as I want to complete that assembly. Not only that I need it for the, I'm gonna send this part number 17. We're in step number 3 on page number 8. And we're gonna insert this from the top with the little hook away. And we're gonna use helping tool to get it through completely all the way, which will lock the whole mechanism together. And then this little guy should go up and down, to the right and to the left. With a little clicking sound. All right, that's our A3 sub-assembly. We're on bottom of page number 8. Bottom left is number 18. It's on the top left corner here. And we're gonna need assemble 2 of those. So the other one is on the right hand side. We also need part number 19. Obviously 2 of them. They're on the top left here. Top right, sorry, apologize for that. Part number 20, 2 of them. That would be top right. And part number 21, top right. We're all in the same corner, so we do 2 of those right now. Number 19 is gonna go into right here, this little tab or opening on the bottom, and then we need to push it in and use the helping tool to squeeze it in as far as it can go. We're gonna do the same thing with the other sub-assembly. Then part number 20 is gonna go with the slanted piece downwards into here. So it's like a turning, and we're gonna lock it up with number 21 over it. And same thing on the other one, slanted piece downwards, and then lock it up with the 21 on top. So we made 2 of those, number A4s. Moving on to the page number 9, part number 22. That's the long piece on the left hand side here of board number 1. Same thing, we're gonna need 19 top right corner, 20, and 21. They all 3 are in the top right corner, and the same scenario. So we take this, it's just a little end here. We do the part number 19 first. I guess I didn't need to use the little helping tool. Then part number 20 with the slanted side down, and lock it up with part number 21. All right, and that's our A5. Moving on to the page number 10. So page number 10, step number 1, we take that our sub-assembly and A3, and we put A5 through the top right here. Let's see, it's gonna go away from us, right? So these little two openings and tabs on the top, right next to the switch, and parts number A4 is gonna go on the bottom here, 2 pieces. Let's see, also same fashion. Just carefully slide them in. You need 2 tabs, 2 openings here on the bottom. As far as they can go, to tightly sit them on there. Then we turn around, and step number 2, need parts number 23. Right in the middle to the right, to the right of the center line. Part number 24, bottom right quadrant. Then we need the propeller 25 on the right hand side, right in the middle here. And then part number 26 to lock it up, top left corner. And let's see, 23 is gonna go, we need to wax it and sand it on the outside. And that's gonna go over part that's sticking out over that fork right here, up to the end, up to whatever it goes. Then part number 23, the same thing, we need to actually only on the inside, we just need to, I would just wax it, because sanding is gonna be very hard inside there. And that's gonna go with the writing that says times 20 towards the outside. And let's see, that locks into the so there's a 20 that has the little notch above, so that's the 20 that goes, that's the top piece that slides into it. And then the bottom 2 pieces, that's these 2 guys, 2 bottom notches, and this one's on the top notch. All right, that's our part number 24. Then we have the propeller right over it, and then part number 26 to lock that sub-assembly in. And I'm gonna sand and wax on the outside of this part number 26 and on inside these little forks to make sure it slides in all the way to lock it in. Just checking to make sure it goes in. Now put propeller in. Let's see, part number 26, I do have a spare because it looks like this one I broke. And let's see, where is it at? Part number 26, spare. On a board number 4. So that one I'm gonna put aside. Looks like that little piece is twisted, but I can still use it. But it's gonna be on the safe side. All right, one more try. I'm gonna do it the other way. I'm gonna push it through first. That's the way it's supposed to go. That's why I broke it. So I put 26 on the longer distance first, on the longer slot, and then you push it into the sub-assembly. Until it locks in. So it should be locked in now. And now we need to turn this to start. And that should give us the counterclockwise direction. We should be able to rotate the propeller and rotate it about 10 times, so like it kind of like settles in. And then when you lock it, it shouldn't go anywhere. All right. Next step on the right, page number 11, step number 1. We have parts number 3132. So we're still on board number 1. 31. It's a little gear, and that one we actually pulled out a little bit earlier from one of the sub-assemblies. 32. 32 is bottom left corner. Let's see, and then from the back we're gonna have part number 29. 29 is bottom right. Then 28. Let's see, top left, little to the left of the center line. 27, it's a longer piece on the right hand side here. Part number 5, which is gonna be bottom right. Part number 30, we have part number 30. Two of them. They're at the top right here. And then the last part, that's going to be part number 23, which is going to be a little bit below the middle here to the right of the center line. All right, so we need to wax part number 23. We need to wax part number 29. We need to wax part number 31 and remove the burrs and edges in there, if you see them. And then part 32 needs to be waxed all around. Also, we need to sand the surface that doesn't have the little dots. That's going to go against the surface here. All right, so, and then we put part number 27. I'll wax on the edges here, so it's easier to put the parts on. And then the longer piece is going to go through the center here, through the hole. Actually, yep, through the hole. We're going to put part number 31 on there first, as far as it can go. And then part number 32. Make sure it's 32, not any other ones, to lock it up. Never mind. We're a little too... I need to remove number 32. And number 31. So first we need to put part number 28, then part number 29, then we put that through the hole, then we put part number 31 with the dots out, remember, because we waxed it, and make sure it fits into the other gear that is on the bottom there. And then we lock it up with 32. And now from the other side, on this end, we put number 5 all the way to number 30s. And then part number 23. And we're, excuse me. We're done with this step. And the next step is we need to put 2 black rubber bands that I put aside. Once again, I apologize for my coughing. These guys are gonna go over the parts that we just assembled. And let's see, we need parts number 33 and 34. Also on board number 1, 33 is that big large piece here. And then make sure you remove the internal component here. And then we need part number 34, bottom left corner is the little gear. So as always with the gears, we need to wax this one on the outside. And then probably sand it first on the edges or the flat surface. Do both sides, then wax on the gears, and let's see, and then we need to wax inside this hole. And let's see, so then we're gonna go with the top portion to lock into the place here, and we're gonna go with the second hole into the sub-assembly we just created and put the gear over it. All right, then that's our B1. Put it on the side, make sure the rubber bands are there. Next step, we're moving on to the page number 12. We need parts number, let's see, board number, page 12, step number 1 at the top. We need parts number 12, 35. 35 is the top right corner of board number 1. 12 is, we need 2 of them. They're on the right hand side, closer to the bottom here. Part number 37, bottom left. They're still on board number 1. And then part number 38 is on the little bit above the middle here, on to the left of the center line. Some spare parts. And then part number 36, everything else is spare, so we're going to be done with the board number 1. On the right hand side, right in the middle here. 2 of those. Alrighty, let's get these assembled. We need to sand and wax part number 12. Then we need to sand and wax part number 35. Right inside there's no connection point, so I'm just going to wax inside of here. Alright, and that's it on this sub-assembly. So 2 36s, they're going to go in these little holes to the right and the left of the center line. Little tough guys, and I can't fit it in this way. Maybe this way. Into the tool, put it sideways, just to get it closer to the hole, or get it into the hole, and then you can use the tool to push it in. Just like this. Then part number 36, I think it was 38, although it says 37, with a little longer piece on the top. The bottom one goes into the hole all the way in. Part number 37 goes over these little tabs, parts number 36 that we just put in. Lock it in, and then 12's gonna go on both sides of that part number 38, although it says 37 on the manual. All right, and then that's our B2. Step number 1 to the right. We need part number 39. We're on board number 2 now. Part number 39 to the left, top left quadrant. Part number 40, which is on the right hand side. It's kind of like a fan gear. And part number 29, bottom to the left or right of the center line. There's a spare one. So we need to sand outside of part number 29, wax it, and then wax part number 40. There's all these little gears. And that goes over part number 39 with the gears facing clockwise direction as you put it onto the part number 39 all the way in, and then lock it up with 29, and that's our B3. Step 1 on the bottom of page number 12. Our parts, let's see, we got a lot of them here. We need part number 44, top left corner. We need part number 45 at the center here at the bottom. We need part number 43 to the left, a little bit below the middle. We need a part number 29, bottom, to the left of the center line. We need part number 42, top left, top right corner. Two of them. So both of them are right next to each other. We do need part number 41. 41 is top right quadrant. And part number 23 as at the top left. One of them. All right, so we wax the gear 44 all around. We sent the surface of part number 43. I'm gonna send both sides just to be on the safe side because I don't know which way I'm gonna insert it. We need to wax inside this little hole on part number 45. Let's see, we need to wax 29 and send. And 23. Alrighty. Now we're gonna take part number 41. We're gonna put 29 over it here. We're gonna take parts number 42 and we're gonna put them over these little sides here. Then we're gonna take part number 42, insert it into 45, into these little two holes with the two tabs, and put it over part number 29, and lock it up with the gear on the top, like this, and then put a part number 23 on the bottom as far as it can go, which is all the way to the end. And then this gear should rotate on the top like this, and that's our B4. Now moving on to the page number 13. Step number 1 at the top, we're gonna take our sub-assembly. We're gonna put B3, lock it up through here, through these two gears, and I'm gonna wax this little fork. And then it's gonna go through here as far as it can go, lock it in, and then we're gonna take our B4, and B4 is gonna go into a little slot right here, interlocking with the gear. Make sure that these two gears interlock. Alrighty, and we're gonna keep it on this side. Let's see what happened to B2. Okay, B2 stays for the next page, so we're still okay. All right, step number 1 on page number 13 at the bottom. We need parts number 49. 49 is the bottom left quadrant here. We need part number 23, top left corner. We need part number 48, that's the large piece right here, right at the center at the top. Need part number 47, which is right below the middle at the center. Need part number 46, top right corner. And one more part number 29, which is on the bottom left here, or the spare one on the right hand side. we need 2 sand and wax number 29. And 23. All around. And wax them. And of course, we need to wax the gear number 47. All around. All right, what is the sequence that we do here? We're gonna do part number 46. That should go through after. And let's see, we're gonna put a little wax on here. It needs to go through part number 47 first. All right, so with 47, make sure it's a longer opening, and that's what you're pushing it through. It's gonna go all the way in. Next step is we're gonna put number 23. It's not gonna go far. Then I'm gonna put 48 through the center. It's kind of weird because it doesn't hold off on there. 48 through the center. This doesn't go far, and then we lock it up. 49. And then let's see. I'll put the gear 23 onto 49 first. Then I'm gonna try to lock it up through the center here. And it needs to go, push it in to lock it through these little holes. And then as you push the 48, it'll give some spacing, so there should be some spacing in here. And then the last part, number 29, is gonna go on the end here of part 46, all the way as far as it can go. So that's the B6 that they're showing here. That's page number 13. Moving on to the page number 14, that take our big subassembly B5. First, let's see where we at. We're here, so that's gonna face us. With this little hook on the right hand side, that's gonna go into here, into this hole of B4, I think it was. Yes, B4. And then B6 with the gear towards the outside. This little opening gonna go into here on the top portion, and then you need to slide it through and put these little 2 cylinders over the holes to kind of lock it up, and then carefully push it in, not to break the part. That's gonna step 1 on number 14 page. And then the next step, number 2, we have parts number 31, 32, and 52. 32 bottom left. 31 is within the number 56. And then 52 is bottom right. We need to sand the cylindrical ones. And wax them. and then wax the parts number 32 and 52. So 32 has a little slots on there, 52 does not, just to distinguish them. And then we need two more parts. They're on board number 3, number 50 at the top center here, and number 51 to the left of the center line, all the way at the top. Now here, onto this, we're gonna put this little tab that is sticking out. We're gonna put number 52 first. Remember that should be offset, so that will fit. Then part number 31, make sure the gears are interlocking with the little part here, and then we'll lock it up with 32. All right, then 51 is gonna go on little 2 tabs right here, 2 openings right around that circular. Oh, make sure that the part is still there. And then we're gonna put 50 with the UGears facing inwards through all these little tabs that are sticking out, and make sure the hole is in here. Too soon. Opened up a little bit. So I'm going to do the center piece here first. And then these 2 guys. You got to be careful not to break any pieces. And make sure everything goes all the way. Alrighty. All the way in, all of that, flush, 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 flush all around. Part number 51 is here, so everything is locked up. Moving on to the page number 15, parts number 53 and 54 on board number 3. 54 is on the bottom right here, and 53 right above it at the center to the right. We need to wax on the inside of 53, and that goes over the assembly here, with it locking into the top. So we need to make sure we push it out a little bit, and then it needs to lock into that top portion. Let's see, is it the first or the second? On this longer tab, pull out. Okay, that one's a little bit confusing, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Here we go. I think. All right. So that part number 53 locks up on that little tab that is sticking out on this longer piece. That's the way I see it. Then 54 goes right onto this little tab with the fans kind of facing counterclockwise. And then part number, step number 4, part number 56, that's on the left hand side of the center here. That goes into lock here. Not lock, but like a slot. And then we need parts number 55, also on the same board, on the left and the right here. They will go on the bottom. Into these little slots. 1, 2. Bottom. Middle. Into this one. Make sure it's there we go. Holds that little circle in, and the same thing on the bottom. So I do the center first. Push it in, then I do the back. Fit it into the slot. Make sure it sits all the way in. And then I do the front, also same thing. It needs to fit, like the tab needs to fit into the slot. And then push it away a little bit, put that little circle in, and lock this circle in. If it's flush everywhere, it should sit. Does sit somewhat. See, that one's not all the way in, and this one's not all the way in. All right, so kind of could be rotated around, but it should sit in there, kind of floating. Alrighty. Now we are gonna move this to the start position. And let's see, we need to rotate these two guys. They should go front and back, and then the back gear. All right, so this whole sub-assembly should be moving as we move that large gear in the back. I want to move the little sub-assembly or the rod on the bottom, little axle. You want to support it a little bit, so as we move that should go both directions. Front and back, and we need to move it maybe good 10 times at least. until it's nice and smooth. This will help if you work it in right now. This will help you in once we install the rubber bands, just to get the motion much easier and smoother. So right now we're just playing around, spinning the whole thing, because the more gears you put in a sub-assembly, the harder it's gonna be to move them. All right, so that's one way, and then the other side. Work it in. All right, looks good. Move on to the page number 16. Now we need to install the rubber bands. So let's see. These are 40mm ones. That's these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's see. All right, 2 at a time. Why is it 6? There's only 4 tabs. So insert it on a tab. Well, we'll check it in a second. But I'll start probably from this side. So there are 2 tabs. I mean, there are 4 tabs on there. Move it to the side a little bit. One. I'm going to use the helping tool to get the rubber band over this little tab on the other side. Two. Two rubber bands. So we inserted 2 here. So it's instead of 6, I don't have a pen to write it down. It's all right. All right, so it's 4 times, right? So it's not 6. We got 2. I was like wondering why I don't have enough rubber bands here to do 6 times, but there's only 4 hooks. Slight struggle with my fat fingers here. That's set number 2. Two spares. One more set, one more rubber band on this guy, and then one more set. And one more on the bottom here. Three spares. All right. All right, so 4 sets of rubber bands installed. Once again, only 4, not 6. And let's see, let me just double check. I do want to mark it up. Times 4, and there was another one. Part number 38, 37. Need to submit my changes. All right, now I have a pen here on the side too. All right, so we did that, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 exclamation marks that were matching. I guess. All right, it's all good. Now, step number 7 on page number 17, we need 4 parts number 57. They're all on the right and left hand side of board number 2. And let's see, so the front's gonna be with that little larger tab. We're gonna do one side first. insert it all around, back piece, middle, front, then little tab in the front. Oop. Make sure all the tabs are fitted in properly all around. All right, one side and the other side. One, start from the back, go towards the front. Blimp. Should be good. And then step number 8 is on the other side, and that's what it shows on here, that we need to make sure that all the tabs are fitting in where they're supposed to. And the last one. All right, all around. Locking that ring in place, and that's our subassembly B. All locked, all locked. Everything is locked. Moving on to the page number 18. And let's see, we need to put it into stop first. Then let's see, rotate this 20 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then we will move it into the, that's supposed to unwind, and a little tight on here. Need a little bit of help, so we need to do it about 10 times until it actually does it on its own. It works itself, and all the gears adjust, all the burrs flash out, send it down, send it down, settle. and continue. So some movement. Here we go. And that's we're only on number 3 try. So we're gonna do 7 more. And these little teeth are not locking up all the time. So you see my propeller spins a little bit. So I'm gonna put you guys on pause so I don't have to sit here for 20 more times until it freely unwinds. So see you in a bit. Okay, so to be honest with you, that's more than 10 times. I want to say probably at least 20 to 30 times that I did it in order to get it running properly. So you lock it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It should stop, lock it up a little bit. Here we go. And then you unwind it, and it's supposed to unwind all the way. So, as I said, I did probably at least 30 times winding, and then just sitting there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then release it. Should unwind completely. So got that accomplished. We're moving on down to step number 1 on page 18 on the bottom there. We need parts number, let's see, start from the bottom, and we're gonna start, all right, let's see, the board number 2 is completely done, so we're on board number 3 right now. We need part number 32. I'm going from the bottom. Part number 60, 32 top right, part number 60 bottom right. Let's see, part number 59. Let's see where the 59 is at. That's top left, a little bit above the middle there. Part number 29. 29 is bottom left. And then 58. 58 is to the right below the middle. All right, and we need to wax the gear. And sand part number 29. That was 32. 29 is smaller. Sand and wax. Alrighty, and then we go part number 58. I'm gonna wax a little bit these on the tab and to put the parts on. So 29 on first, and then 59. We need to make sure that we put it the right way. So with this 2 tabs away from you, so 1 tab is closer to you. Then part number 60, and then lock it up with 32. All right, and then that part number 59 should be spinning freely. Step number 2, we got part number 61. 61, a little bit above the middle on the right hand side, all the way at the end, and then 62 is right above it in the corner, there, top right corner. So let's see, with these same direction, with the 2 facing on the left side and 1 on, further away from you, the larger part, make sure it's upside down, so the hole should be up. These 2 holes in the center, we put that sub-assembly in, and then on the other side, with this round hole away from you, we're gonna put it on the other end. There's 1 hole in the center there. So that's a C1. Moving on to the page number 19, step number 1, we have part number 63. This is the large part in on the bottom here, right at the center. Take out that 2s and 69 from there. And then let's see, we do need 2 2s, so I'll push the 2s out. And then we need 64 and 65. These are the 2 little men. Carefully work it in and out. 64. And the 65 is the one with the all right. Let's see. So we sand and wax. Number 2. Wax it all around, and we need to wax these little tabs on each side the board here, board number 2. Yeah, the guy with the telescope. The name left me for a second. All right, so with the design up, we put number 2s in here. We need to wax these little tabs from both ends. Put the wheels on there, number 2. Extra wax on there, remove it so it's not on the way. And then number 2, the guy with the telescope is going to go into this hole, locking the wheels in. And the other guy is facing the other direction in the uppermost hole, looking away. And then step number 2, we have this little sub-assembly. C1 is going to go these 2 holes first. And then this hole at the end to put this part in. And then we need part number 67. That's the top left corner of the board. And that one's facing the other direction. It's going to go in the other hole. And then we need door 66 also, and that's on the right hand side. A little to the right of the center line. So we're going to wax these little tabs. The door's going to go into here first. And then we're going to put that part 67 in. And then all that sub-assembly in step number 3 is going to go underneath here, matching the holes and the slots. And they need to, these 2 little gears need to match up to. Right on the inside. All right, the front is done. These gears are done. This is done, and the gears are tight. So everything is there and everything is connected. All right, we're done with page number 19. Moving on to the page number 20. And then same thing, we need to run a little bit to make sure it unwinds completely. A little more. Almost there. What is it? I'm on 5 times already. All right, let me run it on the background and I'll get back to you. All right, I ran it like probably another 5-6 times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it unwinds like I need maybe 2 or 3 more times. 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a little more than 10 times. So now it unwinds completely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're good to go. Continue assembling. We're on page 20 on the bottom here. Step number 4. We need parts number 72, top left, and we need 2 of them, one on one side, one on the other side. 71, that's right in the middle, so we need 2, it's symmetrical. 70, bottom right, left, bottom left. 69 is going to be on one side only. That one's was right in the center there, so just need to pull it out. And then 68, it's a long piece on the top left corner here. And so we need 2 wax. I'm using already a new wax. Because I started with the used one, so used it up a little bit sooner. So we waxed the gear, and let's see. So we take number 68. The part with the hole is going to go on the left hand side, so we do part number 70. The hole head needs to face down all the way in. 71, the hole needs to face down, and then 72, lock it up. All the way until it pushes through on the other side here. On the other side, we have part number 69. Let's see, 70 with the dot up, and then 71 with the dot up. Hold on, that one's down, the other side is up. All right, so this dot down, this dot up, and then lock it up with the 72 in a similar fashion. As far as it can go. It sticks out a little bit here. So about symmetrical on both ends. Hold on. I didn't push it far enough, I guess. One more try. This is definitely not the way. This one going up. Doesn't go any further. Okay, I guess doesn't. And then we lock this up in the step number step number 5 and on the page number 21. We lock it up with part number 73, 72. And 73 on the top left, top right. Sorry, 73 and 12. And 12 is going to be top right corner here. There's some spares. There's some smaller ones. So we need to wax the 12s. And we put 71 on the right hand side where the gear is at. 73, sorry. Lock it up with 12. And then the other side, the dot down, same direction as the one that I already installed. Lock it up with 12. And then we need 2 rubber bands that are thicker and smaller, these guys. So they're 20, looks like 20 millimeters. And we wrap them around the center of this wheel on each side. Make sure it doesn't rotate. Stay straight. And then we're moving on to the bottom step number 7. We turn that thing upside down. First we put the wheels in here. Inside. Let's see, this thing away from you, so the gear is going to be on the right. Let's see, how do we push it in? Did I not push it all the way in? No, looks like these are flush on both ends, so those should be good. But they don't fit through here. Here we go. A little tight, but it goes through. And push it on the other side, and the gears need to interlock there. All right, so I guess it is too tight, so I do need to push them a little closer to each other. Here we go. As far as they can go. Just make sure you don't break it. And we need to make sure that it doesn't interfere here on these two. And so I pushed it through without any problem. I squeezed it harder. And now we need to put part number 72 and 74. 72 is going to go on the right hand side. That's on 74, sorry. Why am I saying 72? So there's 2 74s. The one's going to go on the right hand side with a slanted towards the back and down. And then make sure you fit the little wheel inside there. Squeeze it in as far as it can go. And then the other side, same thing, away, closer to you, and tilt it down. And put the wheel within it, just like this, both ends, squeezed. Wheels are turning. All right, installed. Moving on to the page number 22. And we need, let's see, turn it which way with this hole on your side. The 75 is going to go from that end. It's on board number 4. 75 is the top left. And it's going to go underneath here. The slot for that hole, and then it should squeeze in. And then 76 is going to go on the other side. That's the top right of board number 4. And that's going to go on the other end, just like this. And now we test it 5 times to make sure that the wheels turn. So, same situation. A little tougher again. One. Two. Three. Four. I think I need to do more then. Here we go, starts unwinding fine. So I want to say maybe that's my number 6. Number 7. Eight. Well, once again, you want to make sure it unwinds completely. It's doing much better. Still not where it's supposed to be. So continue playing until it's nice and smooth all the way through and unwinds completely. Because if it doesn't, I mean, it's not going to work properly. Almost there. I want to say probably another 5 times or so. I think it's good enough. I'm not gonna bore you guys with more of these windings, so I'm gonna do one more time, and then I will play with it at the end just to make sure that it's working and operational. All right, and we're moving on to the step number 9 on page number 23. So we need parts number 79. Let's see, some of them's gonna be on board number 3 and 4. So 3, we need parts number 79. They're top left here. Then we need part number 78, which is on the right hand side. Part number 83, that's on board number 4 in top left. Then 84, right at the center. And then 83. All right, and then we go with the back towards you with the propeller. We're gonna go part number 78. Gonna get locked in into here. There's 4 holes, so we just insert the 79 over. This kind of like an exhaust pipe. I'm gonna put a little bit of a wax on these little tabs just to make sure it goes in easy, just like this. Then I got 83 is gonna go face down. Right in the slot here. Then 84. That hooks up to 83 here, and actually probably I'll do another 83 on the other side first, and then lock up the 84. All right, and then moving on to the page number, we're still on 23, but we're moving down to step number 10. And here we need parts number 77, top, bottom left, and also 79s, 2. '82 on board number 4, right in the middle on the left here. 80, a little bit above the middle on the left hand side, and then 81 bottom left. Okay, so 77 is going to go on the opposite end. Similar situation, we're going to do 79 first. Over it. Little wax. And through these 4 holes. Then 82. It's gonna go with that little hook towards the top here. And and then 82 on the other side. And then 80 is gonna go right up front here with the, I guess that would be steering wheel. Put a little wax on there just to make sure that it slides in easy, doesn't fall out. And then this goes right at the center. Moving on to the page number 24. We got step number 11. We take one rubber band and wrap it around this little hole. Then we do part number 85, bottom left of board number 4. And we need to sand the internal side here. So I'm just gonna lay it down, sand it out. And then insert that number 85 in here. Next we need 88. Make sure that the rubber band stays in between here. We need part number, let's see, wrap it around the gears, part number 12. Just looking up front into the future, I guess. Part number 12, top right. Part number 88, top right. Part number 87. That's bottom left. Part number 29 at the center, bottom left or right, a little below the middle. So we need to sand, I would sand both ends of this part number 88. Then we need to wax part number 87 all around. We need to wax part number 29 all around. And we need to wax part number 2 all around. All right, so we take 87, put 29 over it. From the longer end, as far as it can go. Then the shorter end's gonna go through the hole here, through 88. I'm gonna use helping tool to lift it up a little bit. Make sure you get into the hole. Oop. Once you get it through the hole, there's a little piece sticking out here, and that's where you put 12 through to lock it in place. Our rubber band is still, it has to be behind that little gear 88, but on the outside here. And I did it incorrectly. So let me try to pull it out. There you go. the way it's supposed to go. I did put it in correctly, but it's supposed to be the other way around. So it has to go from behind the gear on the top, over the top, under the bottom, in between here, around, and then over the top. That would be the correct way. One more try. All right, and now we have part number 89, top right. That's gonna go on the front. Then we're gonna fix the rubber band over. Make sure it spins, and then 90 and 91 lock it in the back. So 90 is right in the middle, left and right side, 91 is right below it. So 90 goes in first horizontally, or whichever way, it doesn't matter. And then 91 the other way. And then we turn it around and doing the same thing on the opposite end. So we just need to make sure that we put the rubber band in correctly. So it's the same thing on the left hand side, over, underneath, and then it's going to be under the gear here. We take number 86, bottom right. Wax it, send it, then we put it in. All the way. Doesn't go all the way. Put a little bit of wax on here, on a little tab. That should push right through. There you go. Moving on to the page number 26. 26, we have step number 17. We got similar situation, parts number 87. Bottom left, you got part number, let's see, 12, top right, part number 88, top left, and 29, bottom, a little below, to the right, a little below the middle, and same thing, we need wax 29, wax number 12, set number 88. Sending that, let's see, so 29 from the longer side, through the first hole into the gear, into the other side, and lock it up with number 12. and we put 89 on the front, top left. Put the rubber band over, make sure they're not overlapping on the inside. It still rotates. And then 90 and 91 in the back. '90, 91. All right, and we're done with the sub-assembly, or full assembly, I guess. Now we need to test it out again. Now I need to make sure these guys spin too. Leeway, little leeway. That's number 2. And let me play around with it. I'm gonna put you guys on pause again. No, never mind. Guess I'll continue playing with it until it gets all the way out, all the way undone. I'm gonna continue playing with it. So. All right, I played around with it for, I don't know, I want to say maybe another at least 20, 30 times. And that's where I got it to. So almost unwinding completely. Time well spent with a little airship. So let's see. I need to play with it a little bit, probably another like 20, 30 times. So when I unlock it, I mean, it goes, but it doesn't go all the way. So I'd say just a little more until it completely settles where it's supposed to. Unfortunately, I'm running out of time. It's pretty late at night today, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. I am taking it to the trade show, so I'll be playing with it much more, showing it off to people, and so it will be working like a clockwork after another 20, 30 times or so. So right now I'm at pretty much the stage where it gets a little stuck, but it still goes. So maybe the surface is not very perfect either. All right, so let's continue. Page number 27. Step number 1 and 2, we need to take the longer rubber bands that are 60 millimeters. And we're gonna start from the one, let's see, on this side there's a hook on the front, so we hook it here, then it goes down through this hook right here. Moving on to the page number 28, we put it through the hook and then we twist it, whichever way, doesn't matter, I think to the front. Let's see, and it goes through the hook towards the top. Where's the hook here? Am I missing something? I don't see another hook on here. Doot, doot. Hold on, I am missing something. Oh, I'm looking too far. I don't need on it. I'm looking already at the other side. So we need to make a cross here. So one line goes here, up, cross, through the loop, and back up. And then the same thing we do on the other side. As I said, it's kind of tired, so we hook it at the top, bring it down, twist it, go up, hook it up here, and hook it up on the bottom. Just like this. So another loop, make sure it's all on all the hooks, so we're good to go. And pretty much that's it. And I have already tested it out, so the end result, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then, as I said, I need to play around with it a little bit more, but it goes. So once I complete do another 20, 30 rounds, that should be fine. So this was Dimitri with UGears LLC. This was an assembly of Steampunk Airship, one of the smart models. If there are any questions, please let us know, either by leaving the comment below or sending us email to info@ugears.us. You can also send a question to customer service at ugearsmodels.com. That's a manufacturer site. If you need part replacements or have any other concerns, want to purchase something, feel free to either give us a call or send us email. Once again, it's info@ugears.us. That's info@ugears.us. And don't forget to check out our sister website, ukidstoys.com. That's UKIDZTOYS.com. All the links are on my page. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.